Judge Me But podcast are the personal opinions of the host and do not reflect the opinions of its employers, sponsors, advertisers, endorsers, or any third party. The information provided on the podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as professional medical or legal advice. It is advisable to consult with a qualified professional for any medical or legal concerns. In other words, have fun, people.
God is good enough for them ducks. Is good enough for the shit.
But then when you're on your phone, you're like this, smiling and stuff. Like,
yeah. Let me hold that.
Going on?
Let me hold that.
Or even just wanting access to your partner's phone. Like, why? Why do you want access?
You know why you want access.
You want to be heartbroken.
You want to go through them DMs and see who they talking to. That's why.
You know what? If my girl was a toe sucker, or if she wanted me to do it, I probably would, but there would be strict protocols before that toe went in my mouth. I mean, I would probably have to like carry her to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Because once the foot hit the floor, it's all over.
It's dirty.
Hey,
what's going on?
What's going on?
Chilling. How y'all?
Of course, Special 77, number one true 49ers fan. Yes. All right, 49ers. You know, and the crazy thing, let me say this real quick. The crazy thing about Special 77 is that he talks junk and still reps the 49ers even when they lose. Like, he don't care. He's a diehard fan.
Diehard. That's how you gotta do it. That's official.
What's going on, DJ?
Yeah, that sounds official to me.
Yeah. You know, he not bandwagon it, as they call it, I guess. Bandwagon it.
I'll just admit to being a Raiders fan, and I've been waiting to crawl from under a rock for years to let everybody know. I mean, I'm not one of those. I'm not hiding the fact that I'm a Raiders fan, but I just will say our some of our best days happened years ago. You know.
So wait, why are you waiting to crawl from under a rock then?
Because we just keep having losing seasons.
So you have to ride with them even when y'all losing.
I do.
Just on the low.
Just on the low. It's kind of hard to, you know.
You're always a fan. All right. Let's see who else we got in the building. Laura.
Hey,
happy
Laura.
Sunday.
What's going on?
What's going on? Welcome. So DJ and Special 77 got this love-hate relationship in the chat. If you guys haven't noticed it, they go back and forth. It's hilarious. So you gotta love it. Make sure y'all peep the chat. DJ says, so is my sister. So her sister is also a Raider fan.
We are out here, Raider Nation. You know what I'm saying?
Raiders got a new stadium in Las Vegas.
I know. It's on my bucket list officially. I got to get there.
I was gonna say, so do you go to the games? And when you go, are you like all Raidered out, the hat, the hoodie, all of that stuff?
I would love to. So truthfully, I've never been to a football game. I've never been to an NFL game. I've been to an NBA, but not NFL. And I want to go.
Hey, Nanette. Well, just do. Sir, wait a minute. Back this thing up. Nanette, we're going to get to you in a second. Because I want to know, how does somebody go to the DR, they go to a nude camp resort, but they ain't been to a football game?
That's how it be sometimes. That's how it be. You overlook stuff sometimes.
James, make it make sense, please.
He spends his time and money where he wants. He just ain't get to go to the game yet.
That boy's smart. That boy is smart, man. I'm trying to tell you. Yo, can I do tonight's Don't Judge Me?
You can.
Yeah, let's hear it, man.
We're going to do the Don't Judge Me first, and then we got a special shout out to some young ladies that's been watching us and supporting us. So, okay, let's go ahead with the don't judge me, sir.
Hey yo, don't judge me, but I don't think home ownership is necessarily the shit.
Woo!
This is the Don't Judge Me But podcast. And I don't think home ownership, home single family, I want to be
Mm.
specific. I don't think single family home ownership is the flex that everybody has been making it out to be for years. Don't judge me on that. That's just how I feel. I feel like the bank is going to take your whole check from the loan and you ain't going to
Mhm.
be able to party and do all the stuff you like. And at the end of the day, I would rather have 300,000 in the bank than 300,000 worth of house that's not even fully paid for. Don't judge me on that. That's just how I feel. I just wanted to share that with you guys and get some feedback.
I ain't gonna judge you. I'm rocking with you on that.
I'm rocking with you too
I'm
as
rocking
a
with you.
single homeowner. Like,
Listen, mortgage, $2,500, $3,500, $4,000. You still got utilities. Something breaks in that house, you got to fix that. You got to do the snow. You got to do the leaves. Fam, it's a lot.
HOA.
HOA
Save your
fees.
money. My cash is king still
Listen,
and
man.
forever.
Sometimes it's better just to rent until you got enough where you can afford the house comfortably. I recommend don't go all in and spend your life savings on getting the house if you're gonna be broke after. Because once you get up in there, as soon as something break, you all set.
So
You all
true.
set.
let me give y'all my little testimony as a
Let's hear it.
single family homeowner.
Okay.
So I'm chilling. I'm trying to figure out why is the guest bathroom, the toilet is not flushing right. It's backing up. So I'm thinking, oh, just call a plumber. Maybe it's just something clogged in there. The plumber comes out. He gets this tool that I've never seen, and he starts digging down in the toilet. He's going and going, and I'm talking about this thing has got a generator connected to it. So I already knew when you bring out a generator, you better pay some money. So now I'm like, oh shit, this ain't like $150 deal. Do you know what I thought was a clogged toilet ended up being a broken sewer line that had to be repaired? And I'm talking about having to have $1,300 on the spot. Can I tell you I was stressed?
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Like, it ain't one of those things where, okay, I can go to the water company and be like, oh, this is on y'all. Because they like, oh, anything from the curb and back, that's on you.
You ain't have nobody to scream on, huh, Bree?
No. Listen, I need a sugar daddy, somebody to be like, hey, I need $1,300 for this toilet. So yeah, home ownership is not, I'm trying to get up from under this house. Okay. I miss not having to worry about paying my water bill separately, my power. Listen, I wish I got Section 8. If I could be honest with you, Section 8 and food stamps. I wish I qualified for that stuff.
Living good. Packed fridge.
What? Steak, filet mignon. What? Stuff that I don't even eat would be in the fridge. So
Wagyu. Is that what they call it? Wagyu?
With the beef?
I'm done. So yeah, listen, sir, I back up your don't judge me for tonight.
Appreciate you.
I 100% stand with you. No. So let's get into this special shout out, right? We got some ladies that chill with Nanette. They be with our girl Nanette, right?
Oh, word?
And they right. Okay. They be with the fam. And they tune into us. And they support us. So I felt like we collectively, like, it's only right that we shout y'all out because we appreciate the love. We're doing this for y'all, right? Because if y'all didn't have questions, if y'all didn't have situations, then we would just be sitting here talking. But to know that it does something and it just helps people, that's a more stronger and rewarding feeling. So shout outs to Gabby. Shout outs to Rachel. Shout outs to Amanda and Angie. And of course, shout outs to Nanette. Okay, because without you, they wouldn't even know about us.
Come
So
on, man.
we appreciate y'all. We love that y'all rocking with us, and we're going to continue to push this for even more people who just sometimes need to hear some advice, even though we're not like, I'm not a doctor or something, but we all have our experiences. So shout outs to y'all.
Yes, big shout out to y'all. We appreciate you. And even if we didn't call your name, we appreciate you for watching.
Exactly.
Come on now.
We're going to get to you. Yes, okay.
If you want shout outs, put it in the comments. We'll shout you out.
Put it in the chat. Yeah, we ain't got no problem shouting y'all out. So, tonight's topic, the role of forgiveness in building stronger relationships. I got a question for y'all.
Go ahead.
When it comes to forgiveness, what do you think is harder? Forgiving the person or forgiving yourself?
Forgiving the person or forgiving yourself? I think it depends on the situation.
Okay.
For forgiving the person, it depends on what they did and how bad it affected you. And forgiveness for yourself it depends on what you did and how bad you feel about it. And do you even have remorse for it? I'm keeping it simple. I'm not going too deep. It's just the beginning, baby. We're kicking it off light.
Listen, what about you, Dane? He want to tread the
I think
thin waters
it's harder
right now.
to forgive. It's harder to forgive yourself, I think, because it's easy to search for someone to be mad at. Surely, someone else is the problem. Surely, right? It can't be us. So it's harder to forgive. It's harder to forgive ourselves. I think it comes much later.
So you feel it's easier to place the blame?
I feel like it's easier to place.
It's always easier to place the blame.
Yeah, they're doing it. They're doing it because they hate us. They're doing it because they don't like us and they want to see us down bad. You never want to be like, yo, I probably did something wrong.
I did that.
For me. Yeah.
I messed that up.
So lack of accountability.
God says, forgive them for they trespass, aka keep it moving. Okay.
Yeah. You can forgive them. Just keep moving.
So people say forgive and forget. Yeah. I feel like when it comes to that saying, it's actually harder to forget because any little thing can trigger you and bring back those emotions that you had when it first happened. Let's say it's infidelity in a relationship. Well, after you find out, you're going to initially probably start thinking, what is it that I did or didn't do to cause them to step out, right? And if you choose to forgive them, then I feel like forgiving someone is temporary when it comes to a relationship, because now you got to deal with, like I said, it being a trigger. And if you are the person that cheated, now you got to be worried about that being held over your head every time you have an argument. Oh, well, if you wouldn't have cheated, blah, 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 blah. If you wouldn't have cheated, this baby wouldn't have been here. Like, especially when they have kids. So I feel like it's probably harder, as Dave said, to forgive yourself than to forgive someone else, because sometimes we point the finger at ourselves as to the reason why whatever happened.
It's really hard to do it. It's hard.
I got a question.
Okay.
So, question. Let me tell you. What about repeating?
Wait, he got a question.
I got a question.
I'm sorry.
Is it harder to forgive somebody for cheating, or do you think it's harder to forgive somebody for leaving you if you wanted them back? Like if you didn't want to break up, they broke up with you.
You can't be upset at somebody breaking up with you.
Some people are. And some people are so you get what I'm saying? They are in love. They want this person, but the other person is so fed up. and they're like, I can't deal with this, and they leave. You don't never been like a toxic relationship with someone?
No, not
Never.
where they left and I was upset that they left, especially if it's a toxic relationship. It's kind of like it ran its course and it had to go.
Yeah. But breakups are so painful. Breakups can be so painful that it can be hard to forgive someone for breaking up with you. Like logically, you might know breaking up is probably a good idea, but shit, some people stay with a cheater because they rather stay with the person that they know, that they're familiar with. Like, like if there's like women, like if there's a lady that's with a guy that's cheated 20 times and she refuses to leave, it's because she's the devil she knows she's more comfortable with. I mean, someone can break up with you and it'll ruin your whole year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Real talk, you be sick.
So
You can't eat.
break up with him in October.
Year.
So the FIRP family women are watching and they all said hello. Hello, y'all.
Hello.
That's right. Check
We
in with us so
appreciate
we
you.
can shout y'all out.
We appreciate
Yes.
you.
And also engage in the chat. Let us know your thoughts as well. Laura says, forgiving someone else is easier. Having to hold yourself accountable and ask yourself those hard, self-reflecting questions is so much harder to do. Showing myself grace has always been my hiccup. Yeah.
I respect that. I respect the honesty in that. I agree.
You got to give yourself some grace, boy. You can't. This is the thing that I realized. You can't control people, right? If someone wants to be with you, they're going to be with you. If they don't want to be with you, they're either going to be with you but do their thing on the side, or they're going to leave. You can't. It doesn't matter if you're in a marriage. It doesn't matter if you're dating or if you're in a exclusive relationship. When people want to leave, they can leave. So, I mean, once we realize that, I think we all will give ourselves a little bit more grace and not stress yourself out over situations that you can't control. The only thing you can control is yourself.
100%.
Dame, what was your question?
My question was about repeated offenses and forgiveness and how they relate to forgiveness, right? Because if someone is asking for forgiveness, we're assuming that they aren't going to do whatever they did, right? So do we forgive someone twice for the same thing?
It depends on what it is. And it depends on what it is and how severe it is. Like if you forgave
so there's
someone,
no one hard rule, huh?
Nah, because like let's say you're in a relationship and you eat your partner's food and they hate what you do when you do that, right? You'll forgive them. You'll be mad, but you'll forgive them. And you'll be like, my bad, babe. I didn't mean to eat your food. I was just hungry. You'll be like, I hate when you do that. But if you get cheated on, you'll be like, you know what? I don't want to forgive you for this. It depends on the level of it.
Yeah. Now, does it also depend on how early or how late in the game you guys are?
Oof. If you're 20 years deep, if you're 20 years deep, you might not want to let it go.
And if it's brand new, you might understand.
Because brand new, you might cut it off because you ain't locked in. Like when people when you first get together, you're trying to figure the person out. And realistically, a lot of people look for any flaw that they can to break up with somebody now.
Yeah.
They'll look for anything. The way you dress, the way you talk, if you texting there and there wrong, you don't blink right, anything that they can come up with. They don't like the way you wear your shoes, anything. People are looking for a reason to leave you. And instead of looking for the great qualities, it's like people want to do like a filtration system to see if they're worth. No, they want to do a filtration system to see if you're worth their time.
Right.
No one wants to.
Meanwhile, what they're faulting you for, they have their own flaws, but you deal with it. So it comes to a point where either you want to deal with it, like James is saying, or you don't. You just got to figure that out.
Yeah, I agree. Same.
Now, if he's a toe sucker, you're going to keep that bad boy. Okay? keep them.
You
Because
gotta weigh the
everybody out
odds,
here,
baby. You know what I'm saying?
everybody ain't sucking on toes.
That's a
That's the
fact.
reference,
I got
y'all.
another question.
Okay.
Does the timing of forgiveness have an impact? For like, if something happens and you wait a week, do you think that you'll be able to get over it faster, or you'll be able to work through the problem, or do you think it'd be so long and drawn out, you'll be so mad that you won't want to work it out?
Bro,
That's a good
you mean to
question.
tell me I got to be upset for a whole week before
Some
you?
people are. Some people are petty and don't talk to their partner for a week. They're passive aggressive. They slam doors. They don't make their person food. You know what I'm saying? There are very passive aggressive people that do these things, and they'd rather draw it out as opposed to solving the problem in the first night when something is wrong.
Mm.
You know, I'm
You
kind of
think so?
reminded of that. I'm kind of reminded of that distance. That what is it? When you distance yourself from someone, time
Mhm.
will tell whether or not you'll grow apart or if you'll miss that person. And a lot of times people are scared to find out which one it'll be. So if it takes a week to forgive that person, you might there might be something to that. Maybe you should hang on to that person. Maybe you are recognizing that you actually do love the person and you do want to hang on to them. Sometimes it takes a week. Some couples break up for a week every other week. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
I'm just saying, but you know, some it's I don't think it's unusual, in a span of a relationship to break up
Mhm.
for a day or two and realize, like, you know what, I was tripping, or you know what, I could have handled that differently. I done spent the last day or two in a rage, and I took some time to think about, you know, what I did. Scorpios, right?
Mhm. So, what about y'all not talking for the whole week because somebody's mad at the other person and they're just being stubborn? So, let's say while I'm waiting for him to apologize to me, I'm entertaining other people. How might that affect the weight of the apology once it does come if you find out that while you were getting your thoughts together, I was talking to other people? We were on a break.
That person ain't in a relationship. Like, even when you beefing with your person, you really can't entertain another person. You just don't really have the capacity, in my opinion. If you are in love with a person, even when y'all are going through something, you
Mm-hmm.
don't. The another person is the last thing on your mind for some people. Some
Right.
people.
Mm, mm,
What you think,
mm.
James?
Yeah.
If you're on that break, you can't really say anything. But if you have
Um,
people that you're texting, that means that you are already doing this. So you might have been planning on leaving or trying to find a replacement anyway. Right?
right.
I agree.
But what I'm gonna say is, don't drag it out, man. Try to
Okay.
fix the problem the same day. Someone has to be the bigger person. If you messed up, admit to it. Take some accountability. If they messed up, sit down and talk with them. But don't argue. Don't yell and don't scream. Sit down, make a couple points to the things you want to talk about. Take 2 to 3 minutes, go back and forth without yelling and without interrupting, and really hear your person out. You got to be able to talk to the person that you're with. Because if you can't talk
Mhm.
to each other, you don't have good communication, you're always going to argue and you're always going to fight. And that's not what a relationship is supposed to be based on. It's supposed to be two people who have commonalities and can work through their problems. That's what
Mhm.
forgiveness is. I don't like when you did this. This is why, but I'm willing to forgive you. I'm willing to work on something if I messed up. It's taking accountability and putting
Mm.
in effort.
Okay. Is it possible to rebuild trust without forgiveness?
Nah, because without forgiveness, you won't trust them.
Dave, you shaking.
And once you real talk, once you break the trust, it's hard to get that back.
Mm.
Like
I
Uh-oh.
agree.
time you
I
leave, they
agree.
think you're gonna be
If
doing something.
Yeah.
And even if you forgive them, in the back of your mind, you'll be like, we talked about it earlier. I can't believe you did that. You
Mhm.
stepped out on me. You broke the commitment that we both share.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man.
So let me ask this question for those in the chat who are married or have been married. When it comes to forgiving, do you feel like it's a little different when you're dating versus when you're married? Because when you're married, granted, people can walk out of a marriage, but legally, you got to be in there unless you find a reason to just cut ties. And for you guys, do you guys think that it's a little different depending on what kind of relationship you're in?
Yeah. If you don't got no paperwork, you just dating, you can just up and leave when you feel like it. Well, like you said, once you
Mhm.
married and you got to split that stuff down the middle, or you might have to pay some alimony or some child support, people rethink wanting to break up and get that divorce because them
Right.
payments add up.
It's a fact.
Mm.
That's a fact. I
Mm-mm.
Just to add to that, bro, honor your vows because
There you go.
after marriage, you've made a vow to work through these things.
Do thick
So
and
I think
thin.
that forgiveness should kind of be a part of the game at that point.
Right.
Um, if you guys are just dating, then yeah, you could go your way, and the other person can go their way. But if you're married, I think you owe it to each other to work through it.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's what you signed up for, right?
What you signed up for.
That's what you signed
Through
up for.
thick
Through
and
thick and
thin.
thin. Thick and thin.
Mhm.
Whether you get thick and she get thin, it don't matter. Everything.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You get thick or she get thin.
Something,
Oh my
something.
god. So Special 77 says, I'm sorry, guys, I filed for a divorce after I didn't trust her.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just don't have it in you, and that's okay. People handle marriages and relationships different from anyone else. There's no how-to guide on how to deal with the person you're in a relationship with or the person that you're married to. You have to do what you feel is in your best interest. And
Mm-hmm.
if you have children or a child, you have to also do what's in the best interest of their interests as well, not just yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, like James said earlier, if she's taking food from your plate, okay, well, now is that a reason to split up from your partner or split up or want a divorce? Versus they going into your joint bank account and making it rain outside of the relationship. All of it is a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So DJ says, wait, James and Dame, being married, we have to continue to forgive when they keep doing the same thing over and over again.
That's a good question.
You got it? You want me to get it?
Because I guess y'all both said it.
I'll go. You let me know. Give me your thoughts as well.
All right, here we go.
I
You
think
got
that I think that apologies, forgiveness should come with changed behavior. Actions dictate everything. An apology is hollow if it's not followed up by real actions, right? So you could give someone a chance. I mean, this is everybody in life, in relationships and in friendships and with family. Like, give them a chance. You might even give them another chance, but stay woke. Don't close your eyes to what you're seeing. You know what I mean? That's what I think. What you think? What y'all think?
I think that, like you said, man, if they're willing to forgive you or you're willing to forgive them, it has to be actions that show that you really care for them. You're putting in effort. Their concerns are your concerns. And the main thing is, I want to say it right. If you continuously keep having to forgive somebody, they're not listening or they don't really care about what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? If they really cared, the actions would follow. And that's where I'm going to leave it at. You're welcome, DJ.
DJ's about to get y'all, boy. Special says, Dame never marry a same sign or water sign. Sheesh.
I sure haven't.
I got a question for y'all. Or you want to go to break first?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take our quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll pick up on this conversation. You guys keep it locked. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Drop in the comments. What are your thoughts on forgiveness? Are you someone who can easily forgive, or does it take some convincing? All right, we'll be right back.
Mental ambition is a belief that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. It's holding yourself accountable for your mistakes, working through your traumas. It's never giving up and overcoming any roadblocks or obstacles in your way that prevent your growth and progress. This is a self-help book that deals with mental health, life coaching, and practical advice that anyone can follow to help with self-improvement, accompanied by real-life stories to motivate and inspire you. My name is James Sweat. I'm a certified life coach and author of Mental Ambition, a guide to upgrading your life. If you feel that you have no one in your corner, just know that I'm rooting for you to win, and I believe in you. God bless and keep going.
All right.
And we back.
Are tuned into the Don't Judge Me But podcast. I am your girl. We didn't even go around and say our name. Sorry.
They know us.
AKA Simply Bree. And up here,
It's your boy, James Irv, aka Reppin' CT. Good to be with you.
It's your boy, Mr. Mental Ambition, James. We in the building again for another one.
again. Yes. Okay. So
You ready
we
for
were
this question?
talking about. Oh yeah, that's right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Boom. How do you rebuild trust? If the trust is broken,
How do you reveal it?
rebuild.
Oh,
Rebuild.
Like
rebuild.
let's say you got caught cheating, right? And once you get caught cheating, most people, the trust is gone. How can you rebuild the trust after something that's severe and you want to forgive them?
Communication first, because if they did something, maybe they crossed a boundary or they did something that you don't like, unless you communicate clearly and openly with them, they might not even know that they crossed the line. So you got to have that conversation with them, and find out what is it that you did specifically that made them feel the way that they feel, because they might actually just be in their feelings and you just triggered them, but you didn't actually be the culprit. You're not the roots behind the overall emotion. So that would be my first answer.
What you got, Dame?
I think that you have to understand that the person you're with is going to, like Bree said, they're gonna forever be triggered, especially if it's something like infidelity. And you said you told your partner you were going to be doing overtime. Well, now because you've asked for forgiveness, you need to understand that maybe when you're actually doing overtime, you should probably check in with her. You should probably, invite her to the company meeting, whatever it is. We talked about going forward, like the best apology is like change behavior, but you also have to kind of go back and fix what you did and cater to your partner and recognize that they are going to be triggered going forward, and you kind of have to ease that. It takes a while, so
It definitely
takes a
while.
while. What about you?
How do you rebuild trust? DJ put the DJ comment up. Actions speak louder than words. There you go. You want to rebuild that trust? Show them. Have more communication, like you said. Be transparent with the things that you're doing. If you're going to the store, tell them. Let them know your day-to-day routine. You know what I'm saying? Because once that trust is broken, it's going to take a lot more effort for them to believe you, anything that you say, right? You're going to have to spend time. You're going to have to talk. You might have to go to therapy. You might have to give them gifts. You might have to take them on a vacation to Jamaica. It might get expensive, but rebuilding trust, or just ask them, what can I do to make this better? How can I fix the mistake that I've made?
Yeah.
What is the best course of action so you can forgive me and we can move past this? Just speak to him, talk to him.
Hey, bro, hey, Bree and James, y'all ever see those dudes when they be talking to the judge before they get sentenced? They be like, hey,
What?
I want to
Listen.
apologize to you, your family.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I want
The
to apologize
corpse.
to the girl I cheated on with, family. This is not fair to any of you guys. I didn't grow up like this. Then when they talking to the
Right.
judge, that's basically how you should probably bring it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
When you
disrespected my
asking for forgiveness.
family.
I brought
So I want
shame
to
on
bring
the family.
this. I
I
want to
brought
bring this
shame on
up.
the family.
So distinctively Drea says forgiveness isn't challenging for me, but there are levels to it. Small things can be dealt with, but larger things require a bit more effort and investment from both people. Yes. Yeah. Like that's the thing. I feel like when it comes to rebuilding trust after, it's been violated, I feel like it shouldn't really just be a one person or a one-sided thing. I feel both parties need to put in the effort even if you weren't the offender. If you want this relationship to work, put in some effort as well. Don't put everything on that one person's shoulders you know, be a little bit more understanding, and not react out of emotions. Hold back on those emotions. I feel like when it comes to your partner coming to you and asking you, what can I do in order for you to forgive me? You need to be in a non emotional state because if you are in your emotions, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to get everything under the sun, but what they really need from you. So I think you need to know when to approach that situation.
Yeah. So question, guys, real quick. So did you is it who is it? Judge Joe Mathis? Is that his name? Joe
Judge,
Brown?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Judge Joe
His wife
Brown.
filed for divorce.
Oh, was it Judge
And
Brown or
Judge
Mathis?
Mathis, one of them, one of them.
It was Mathis. Yeah.
But he was married for like 20, 30 years.
Wow.
And his wife filed for divorce, and paparazzi would ask him, like, what are you gonna do? And he's like, I just want my wife back. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
he got her back. He fought back and she forgave him. And from the outside looking in, it just seems like he got a little bit too busy and he stopped doing the things that he used to do for his wife.
Mhm.
And he got a little bit too cute, I guess, out there doing
Mhm.
his thing. And she pulled his card. She let him know, like, you can't do whatever you want. And he realized that his wife meant a whole lot to him.
Yeah. Yeah. And see,
Right?
it's unfortunate that it took for her filing for the divorce to wake him up. I'm sure she's probably communicated it to him several billion times,
Mm-hmm.
both physically and non physically, verbally and non verbally. I'm sure. Because when someone gets to the extreme end where they're ready to call it quits, there were signs. Matter of fact, what are the signs of someone who's getting ready to check out of a relationship for you guys?
Stop talking, no sex, stop cooking, run the gas tank out, don't fill it up. Uh, being petty, just doing little petty things, or
Right.
being sarcastic. A lot more arguments. You don't really have good conversations anymore. Or whenever you do talk, it's always something negative, never anything positive.
Right.
Shutting down.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Shutting down. No.
Start cheating.
Yeah.
Hey, just not being mad no more about stuff they've been on you for
Oh,
years.
when they check out, yes.
Ooh,
Yes. They were
not
like,
even
I don't
mad.
care. I'm not even worried about it. Do whatever you want. When you hear that, don't do whatever you want.
They start ending those conversations with the letters O and K. They ain't even spelling it out no more. Yeah. It's
Yep.
a done deal.
Yeah. Yeah. When you get that text message that say, I bet, you done messed up.
Hey, if that's you, if one of you guys watching is getting that treatment,
Baby, we need to
do some
talk.
self-reflecting
Oof.
ASAP.
Yeah. Start looking back on when y'all started going downhill. They say, I All right.
All right, we'll
Listen.
find out. The more you fuck around,
Yeah. Yes. So, okay, so let's talk about how we can now recover from whatever it is that caused this issue or divider amongst us. How can we how can we start bridging this together? How can we bridge the gap for relationships?
between
I'm gonna
two
ask
people that are
Yeah.
in a relationship.
Yeah.
acceptance from both parties.
Yeah.
Like, take accountability and realize that you're not perfect and you're going to make mistakes and you're going to piss your
Mhm.
partner off and they're going to do the same. Except that you're going to need to put work in. And this is the work that we talk about. When things get difficult and you want to separate or something happens and you will need to forgive your person, work on it. Accept that. Oh, snap. You good, Dane?
Uh-oh.
Uh oh.
We're gonna
Look,
bring him down.
the camera didn't accept it. Look.
It was like, I don't like that. I don't like none of what he just said.
The
Shut
camera
him down.
lacks accountability. Shut him down. Said, don't answer that, Dave. But don't always just go for the blame. And keep it simple.
Yeah.
Don't go to blame the other person if something happens. Forgiveness is a two-way street. Forgiveness is you saying, I forgive you for whatever you did, and you're not holding a grudge and you're letting it out. And then once you forgive that person, really do it.
Mhm.
Don't always bring it up in a later argument. Don't
Right.
throw it in their face whenever you get mad. Don't sit there and be like, I remember when you did this in 98. Man, it's 2024. Get over it, fam.
Yeah.
You got forgiveness is really saying this happened. Yes, it was messed up, but I accept it. I love this person and we're going to move forward.
Mhm. Yeah.
Real forgiveness.
Real. I would add on to that,
Oh,
understanding that
I got it.
forgiveness.
don't worry, Dave. We forgive
forgiveness.
you.
Yes. Don't let it happen again. Forgiveness is not just for the person, but it's for yourself, because
Mhm.
the more you hold on to the resentment of whatever it is, it's going to weigh you down. So
Mhm.
by forgiving yourself first, you release it from your from out of your system. At this point now it's just moving forward. You need to understand also that sometimes you might not have all the answers. Sometimes your partner might not have all the answers. So it's
Mhm.
important that you have someone who can play a non-biased, non-judgmental role in your relationship, whether it's going to someone in the church or going to a counselor or a therapist, because your friends are probably not going to hold you accountable like they should. They're going to probably take your side, and that's not what you need. You need some real stone cold criticism, someone who has nothing to do with you or your partner, and all they can see is just the facts. And then I would say take control over your own healing. Okay, you can't sit here and expect things to go back to how they were, for you or them, if nobody's putting in the work.
Mhm.
So, whatever it is that you need to do, whether it's taking cooking classes because you really don't know how to cook and this is what caused the issue, or writing in a journal, learning how to be a little bit more open with your communication, but take control over the healing for you, because if you're not okay, there's nothing you can do for your partner. So
Mhm.
that's what I got. What do you got, Dane? What are some ways to help with the whole forgiveness and trusting process?
Well, I think an important part of forgiveness is recognizing that they might not see the issue.
Mhm.
I think it's important. I learned a long time ago that people are doing the best they can with the knowledge that they have, right?
Yep.
Some people just simply can't help themselves. And so when someone hurts you, when someone makes you feel bad, it's probably a them issue. It's not a you issue. You know what I mean? And so that's one way for you to get to forgiveness when it comes to other people. just recognize whatever they did to you is not a reflection of you. Um,
Mhm.
and you have to give them some grace and let them find their way. They can go on and abuse somebody else. It's not your role to be their victim, but accept that you didn't raise them. You know what I'm saying? That
Talk
ain't
that
your
talk, eh?
kid. Them ain't your kids. So you ain't responsible for them.
They said, "Be mad at your mama, not me."
Be mad at their mama.
Okay. Now let's talk about blood is thicker than water. How do we heal when it comes to, or forgive when it comes to family members? Because, yeah, we kind of got it down packed with relationships. But what about those people that feel like they can't do no wrong? And if they do wrong, you're just automatically supposed to forgive them because that's your mother, that's your father.
Mm.
Do they do the way that you handle them when it comes to forgiveness? Does that change any when it's a parent? Or
I think
even a
it's
child, your child.
mm, you brought it to the child.
That's painful.
It's
When it comes,
either or.
we'll say when it comes to the parent, like we give more leniency to our parents because they brought us into this world, but there are still
Mm,
some really bad parents out here. No disrespect to anybody. Don't judge me on that. But some people do some pretty bad things to their kids. Some parents are abusive. Some people take their money. Some people get their social security number and run up credit and destroy the kid's life before it even
mhm,
starts, right?
mhm,
But you, as the person who, I want to say this right, as the person who is supposed to be forgiving, it's hard to forgive your parents or anybody once they've done something really bad to you.
mm,
And it doesn't matter who they are, whether it's family, friends, or anybody, you have your own limits of what you're willing to accept and your own boundaries of what you're willing to accept and tolerate. You have to make
mm,
the decision for yourself. Is what this person did really worth me leaving them alone forever? Or is this something that can be forgivable? There's too many different situations where you can sit back and say, "Oh, I forgive you for this, but I won't give you for this," and we can run down a list. But it all breaks down to what you want to do and what you're comfortable with. I
Mhm.
say that once you figure out if this is someone you want to deal with, even if it's your mom, your father, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your uncle, fam, we all got people that we don't get along with, no matter if we're blood or not.
mhm,
Just figure out what works best for you.
I agree. I agree. And I think I'm gonna answer this question just by looking at the extremes. And if you were abused like as a kid and that abuse has changed the direction of your life, or if that abuse has handicapped you in a way and it's made life hard for you, I totally understand not wanting to forgive that relative. But I also think it's important to say that sometimes forgiveness looks like I'm not messing with you anymore.
mhm,
That's what forgiveness can be. I'm not messing with you no more. I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to argue with you, but I'm not going to put myself in your presence again. So sometimes that might be what forgiveness of a relative looks like. You know what I'm saying? Just not talking to him.
mm. So, I personally have experienced a situation where, for the longest, I felt some type of way about my father. And I was angry, really angry. And as I got older, I had the opportunity to actually start to hang around him. And the inner child in you just becomes overly overwhelmed with joy and happiness, right? Because that's all that I ever wanted, was just to be around my father. And I quickly learned that he was going to be passing soon. So all of the anger and the hatred that I had to quickly learn to forgive him and continue to embrace the time that I had with him while he was here. Because when you think about it, when you hold on to anger, that's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It doesn't work that way. You are going to be the one suffering. And when it comes to life and death, when you have a parent that is now slowly dying, I don't think there's anything in this world that I could not forgive. You know, in order to have that time with that person, especially a parent. So I think even in the worst of worst cases, it's up to you to find forgiveness in your heart for them. And like Dame said, it doesn't mean that you have to continue a relationship with them, but you also got to look at the level of importance that relationship has on you. You
Mm.
know, if they're not here the next day, are you going to be okay? Or are you going to kick yourself later on down the road wishing that you spent time? So, understand. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask you guys, just because we're getting into the later moments of the show.
Hmm.
What advice do you guys have for anybody that's struggling with forgiveness, if any?
If you're struggling with forgiveness, I'm gonna say it like this: get out how you feel, express yourself. If you don't know how to forgive somebody, you can send a text message, you can write a letter, you can send a video. Don't be petty and do these Facebook posts. Express yourself. Talk to them. Work through the problems. Get a journal. Start writing down how you feel. If you don't ever express yourself, you won't ever be able to move past whatever's hurting you. So that way you can forgive.
Hmm.
What
I
you
would
think?
say when it comes to practicing forgiveness for another person, it's gonna sound like I've already said it, and it's gonna sound cruel, but stay away from your friends just for a moment.
Mm.
The advice that you want to get is going to be from someone that has no association with you or your partner. They're going to be able to give you some real advice because, yeah, no, they don't know that person. They don't know you. So they can't say, well, I know how he is. So if you decide to say, then this, and this is going to happen because they can only go off of what you tell them.
Mhm.
And I don't feel like you're going to get some solid help that way. So seek professional help. They have anonymous groups, they have anonymous phone numbers that you can call. Reach out to somebody else. I would not go to my friends for advice for something, especially when it comes to a relationship, especially if you know you're going to go back to them. You don't want, because we go, as your friend, we're going to remember.
For the rest
So
of your life in the
for
whole
the
relationship.
rest of every cookout,
Mm-hmm.
every cookout you bring them
Mhm.
to, we're
Yep.
gonna be looking at them like,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we gonna look
so
at you like they look at you like you a fool
Yeah.
yeah,
because you done
yeah,
told them everything.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. You gotta forgive. And I just want to add to what you guys said, that I want you to remember that not forgiving someone comes with its own set of difficulties, right? Because holding on to anger, holding on to
Mm,
sadness is it's almost a form of self-destruction, right?
mhm,
Mhm.
Trying to beat somebody up, trying to put somebody in jail, all it does is turn back on you. Now you might go to jail because you beat them up. You know what I
mhm,
mean? Or you might, go to jail for whatever, making a false statement or whatever. Just it becomes time consuming. It consumes you emotionally.
mhm,
And the old saying is forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for yourself.
Yep.
And you need to just take a moment to ask yourself how it happened. Did you let it happen? Did you have anything to do with it happening? And if you didn't, then think of ways to put yourself in better spaces and better
mhm,
positions and things like that. You know what I mean? So if you're struggling with forgiveness, I understand because there's people out there that I just don't like, and I don't want to forgive them either. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to hold on to any of those negative emotions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Drea. So I want to read some comments that Drea had put up earlier. So she says, I think forgiveness works the same way despite the type of relationship. The major difference between a romantic relationship and a family is that family is bound to you forever. We can always love our family from a distance, as I've had to do many times before. However, we do want to try to maintain those relationships and heal them if possible. But sometimes people are reluctant to hear the truth from others' point of view, and that puts a stumbling block in the way of true healing and connection.
Talk that
Yeah.
talk,
Yes.
Facts.
Jay.
As I say, like when it comes to this healing, it can't just be you trying to heal and your partner not trying to heal because it's going to be a battle
It's a fact.
back and forth. So you got to make sure that the both of you are in it to win it. If this relationship matters, if it don't matter, then do with it as you see fit. But if it
Mm-hmm.
matters, then put in that elbow grease and let's make it work.
Yep. Elbow grease, wave grease, any kind of grease you got, use it.
Facts.
You got in a
Crystal,
relationship. You got in a relationship for a reason, because the
yeah.
person that you saw that you thought was attractive, you wanted to be with them. Accept that once you get married, you're gonna have to forgive. Even if you don't get married, you're gonna have problems and stumbling blocks, and things aren't gonna be perfect. Put the work
Hmm.
in to make sure that you have a successful relationship, and it's gonna take time. Don't
Yeah.
rush it. Don't automatically when something goes wrong be like, oh, I can't deal with it. Fam, slow down. Understand there's going to be stumbling blocks. There's going to be pitfalls. It's going to take time to learn each other.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's going to
Yeah.
take time.
Listen, y'all both took each other off the single market, okay? You owe it. You owe it to each other. Don't bring y'all sassy and destructive energy back into the pool. We already got enough in that pool. We don't need nothing else, okay? I'm just saying. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show tonight. We'll go with James first, and we'll have a special announcement coming up. What you want to do, because this is where we're gonna put it at. We're gonna put it in the Don't Judge Me But Facebook group because we already know those who are in this Facebook group rock with us. We have a big plan for you guys for next year, and if you want to know more information, that's where you want to go. Facebook, Don't Judge Me But Facebook group. All right, sorry about that. James, take it away, sir.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy James, owner of Mental Ambition, author of Mental Ambition, a guide to upgrading your life, and Mental Ambition, a guide to a better relationship. TikTok is down there. Once she puts the comment in, well, hey, I have a good night. Um, TikTok at mental underscore ambition 2.0. Instagram is at mental underscore ambition 3.0. If you want to get in touch with me for any of the services that I offer, whether it's life coaching, recovery coaching, motivational speaking, you need some merchandise, hit the website, 3ws.mental-ambition.com. Prepare your mind for any challenge. Believe you can accomplish anything. We appreciate everyone who watches, likes, shares, and comments. Keep doing your thing, man. Stay focused, stay grounded, keep going.
Yes. All right. And Dame, sir, what you got for the people today?
Yeah. It's your boy, Dame Irv, aka Reppin' CT. Always good to be with you guys. What am I gonna give you guys to keep with you for the week? This week, I want you to go to mental-ambition.com. Also, open up another tab and then go to urbanbuddha.bigcartel.com. Keep these tabs open simultaneously, right? Get some Christmas gifts. Get you some merch that's going to take you to a higher level. And it don't even matter which one you get because they both do the same thing. They're both designed for people that are introspective. and not want to do things in life and not want to spread that message, right? Spread the message of positivity and this can-do attitude. So the thing that I want you to do in addition to those tabs is get something for somebody, but get a little something for yourself too. You know what I'm saying? Do things for other people, but get a little something for yourself. Even you don't got to put it under the tree if you don't want to, but happy to see you guys and good to be with you. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. Shout out to each and every one of y'all that checked in with us tonight. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Please, please, please make sure that you are kind to each other as well as yourself. Once again, shout out to Nanette, Gabby, Rachel, Amanda, Angie. Shout outs to DJ, Drea for joining us tonight. Special 77, Laura. Shout outs to Tara. We didn't see Tara tonight. Shout outs to you anyways, because we know you part of the fam too. And each and every one of you guys who are watching us from whatever device, tablet, it doesn't even matter. We appreciate you checking in with us, and we hope that you decide to subscribe to our channel and let us know what you think in the comments. I guess I'll go now. So, of course, I am your girl, Sabrina, aka Simply Bree. You can find me across social media at _Simply Bree _, and that's SIMPLEEBREE. Make sure that you join our Facebook group. We're going to have a special announcement there for everyone who's a part of the group. So you want to make sure that you are, I'm going to say this, make sure that you are passport ready and make sure that you are a part of the group because this is for y'all, right? Check out the website, hesaidwhatnetwork.com. Don't forget, we got a merch section there where you can cop hoodies, hats. So it's at hesaidwhatnetwork.com. And yeah, we're just here. Come back next Sunday, same time, same place, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on YouTube. Drea, good night. Good night. Yes, very timely for the holidays. That's it. That's all I got. You guys got anything else?
Yeah. Forgive and forget.
Take care of yourselves out there.
Forgive and forget and take care of yourselves. And then also at hesaidwhatnetwork.com. If you want to be a guest, go ahead and sign up there. The calendar is open. What better way to come up here and kick the conversation? All right. So until next time, we will catch you all later. Bye.
It's very important to make sure that the person you're with knows what you need, because if you're not getting your needs met, what are we really holding on to with this leash?
You're going to be judged. Whether you agree to it or not, people are always going to have something to say because it's not what they like.
If you want to be solo, just y'all two, like most of us want, you kick it that way.